今天早上我想跟大家聊聊什么？我想聊聊这个因果关系，交互作用，还有这个充分必要条件。因果关系，就是原因和结果的关系。这有人讲的做科学研究啊。就是你科学研究主要就是要什么？探究这个因果关系。跟因果关系紧密相连的叫什么？就叫那个相关关系。就是 correlation。因果是 causality。最基本的那个哲学科学里面，科学哲学里面就是我们经典力学作为代表最基础的那种科学观，也叫这个机械决定论，它就是持的这种因果关系。它的因果关系就是什么呀？因果关系出现需要3个条件啊。这3个条件是什么呢？这3个条件就是原因和结果一定要相关，就是它2个一定要共同发生啊。就是你看到结果就看到原因是吧？然后你看到原因也看到结果。这是第一个，这是为什么？比方我们经常做什么？比方做这个相关分析啊，或者是做这个回归分析，你其实都是在找什么呀？你其实就是在找这个相关的证据啊。第二个呢是什么？第二个是原因一定要出现在结果前面。你不能这方向反。你就比方说和这个你的宗教和比方和这个经济发展的关系啊，你的关系就不是很明确，是吧？这个先有，你比方说你这经济发展以后，它那个宗教就改变了，是吧？但宗教对这个经济也会有影响，像马克思韦伯，是吧？第3个就是什么呀？第3个就是要剔除掉这个叫什么？叫另类假设。就是 alternative explanation， 就是你宣称比方是两个变量之间有一个因果关系，那一定要精通得出什么？精通这个考验，就是这其实就是就专业学术研究啊最困难的地方，就说是这个同行审议啊，同行评议，叫 peer review， 它就是要挑你的毛病啊。就是要找你说你这个你所说的这个关系呢，是不是有合理的理论解释啊？其实确定因果关系最困难的就是这一点是最困难的。那因为你知道这个因果关系的要求以后呢，你怎么能够获得因果关系？这个你看我刚才讲的就是你可以算相关关系是吧？那一般就你做统计了，你看这2个变量是不是相关？这2个变量比方是不显著相关，那可能就没有探讨的必要，是吧？然后呢，第2个呢，就是你怎么能确定这个原因出现在结果之前呢？有计量有些办法，然后在这个实验科学啊，那就是什么？你主要是要做实验，是吧？就是你先改变，你比方说你先改变这个宗教，是吧？不同水准，然后你看到这个经济发展的不同水准，然后你说这个宗教导致宗教是这个原因，是吧？然后经济发展是结果。然后那个第3个就是最困难的，就是你得要找人，是吧？找这个专家，尤其是跟你对立的人啊，那来看你这个数据，看你这个结论，是吧？ 这其实就是美国这个所谓它这个学术体系的核心啊。就是你不管是看现在关于比方是那个抑郁药、抗抑郁药那些争议啊，你包括比方是对心理学或者是人文科学啊，包括经济学有很多这个争议啊，其实都围绕在这方面。那下一个问题就说是什么是交互作用？交互作用的话呢是，它英文名字叫 interact。它其实主要的结论是什么呀？就说是传统那个机械决定论是有问题。就说是你看到很多复杂现象，你不能够说是我就只看这个单一变量是吧？我把其他变量控制住是吧？因为它这个交互作用的最核心是什么意思啊？很多人因为是那两个，比方那个单一变量是吧？它对你这个因变量的影响啊，你离开其他变量就根本没法解释啊，就是它到底是正向的还是负向的你比方我给你拿这个抗抑郁药的它的例子，它解释就是什么样？这抗抑郁药啊，antidepressant。如果一个病人他是轻度或者是中度这个抑郁啊，抗抑郁药不光是没有效，而且是有害的但是对于那个重度病人来讲，抗抑郁药它确实有效果现在实际上我也跟大家分享过一些这个具体的数据这就是交互作用那交互作用它的直接的导致的结论是什么？就是你拿传统这个所谓机械决定论就是单一变量那种所谓理解这个因果关系这是完全错误的这就是咱老师同学比方说那个所谓的这个充分必要条件他那个逻辑他那种科学真观是在什么？是在那就是经典力学老师在上就是经典物理那一套，那就说是你给它个力它就会稍微有反应是吧？但是人类社会现象其实很多宏观现象都是什么？都遵从的不是那个机械决定论，就是它是个统计规律它的统计规律是什么意思就说是你这个原因出现结果未必出现。你单一原因不出现结果还会出现，所以你这个充分必要在这里根本没有任何意义那宗教比方说我为什么要用这个什么法国那个数据说，就是它其实是欧洲数据，然后我给大家分享的大概就是1950年一直到2020年40年的数据，那欧洲这个它在这段时间它的那个穆斯林比例明显在上升的是吧？那你再看它的经济增长所以说你那个所谓穆斯林比如信这个教把这个经济这里是完全是无稽之谈这只能说你这个思路简单是吧？就是你还在这个高中就是那种这个不是高中这个人大那个科学哲学观里是吧？我可以用英文讲一下，就是再重复一遍So what is causality? There are 3 requirements for causal evidence based on what? The mechanical physics or the Newton view of the universe. The 3 requirements are correlation. So cause and effect they have to put together. They have to also call it correlation. When we run like correlation or regression, we're basically trying to obtain evidence for that. The second one is what? Second one is cause has to come before the effect. So if you claim like a religion has a causal effect on economic performance, then you have to show what? Show like it is religion cause a change in economic development, not economic development cause a change in religion. So that's the second one. The third one is called alternative explanation. It's basically if you claim there's a cause effect between religion and economic performance, then you have to face the scrutiny from alternative interpretation. For example, some people will say, oh, both religion and economic development actually is what? Is a consequence of a value change, of climate change. So, both actually, you don't have actually causal relationship, they just a correlation. So that's the traditional view about the causal effect. And what is interaction? Interaction means the effect of one cause or one independent variable's effect on dependent variable is dependent upon another independent variable. That sounds kind of confusing. The example would be, for example, one claim like in the US, the Southern culture has a causal impact on homicide rate. It's called an owner culture. Like in the American South, people feel offended. They feel they have a right. Actually, in many states law, that's kind of legal. So they can ask for a deal or they try to kill each other. So one. So if you claim there's a causal effect and people can try to find an alternative interpretation of the effect. For example, some people say it's not because what on the culture the homicide rate, actually the weather. Or you can come up with many interesting alternative explanations. So that's actually what makes what history, sociology kind of interesting, and also what difficult kind of to do out. How to obtain the causal evidence? You look at the doctoral training and the coursework is basically first you need to learn how to obtain what? Obtain the correlation or covariance evidence. And you learn correlation analysis, you learn regression analysis. It can become very complex. Like data, in addition to cross-sectional, it also has the time series dynamic data. Then in social sciences like psychology, sociology, or even physics in many fields, we will run what? We will run experiments. For experiments, the key is what? The key is randomization. Because in our real life, many times the data you observe, they might be just coincidence, or just randomness. We have to run experiments. Randomization, random assignment, that's the key for experiments. That's the gist basically for the FD test. Like, whenever they have a drug test, or double-blind randomization test, and then they have the null hypothesis, basically the new drug is not working, and then the alternate hypothesis is the new drug is working. Actually, it can be more complex. You can actually include the Bayesian sets into the equation. But the key point is basically that part. So once you understand causality, interaction, and how to get the interaction, it will be beneficial for you to understand how the interaction actually change our understanding on for the necessary and sufficient condition, because that's more kind of more the view of the traditional mechanical determinist kind of philosophy science. Basically means the dependent variable. Basically, whatever you are interested in is decided. It's decided by the cause you propose. So it's like 100% sure. But we know, for most human behavior, it's way more complex. For example, looking at the effectiveness of the antidepressants. So there are actually quite some meta-analysis review paper showing the antidepressant medications, they are effective only for severe depression. And for non-severe, which means light or moderate level of depression, the antidepressants actually are hurtful because there are many side effects, and their effect on reducing depression actually is minimal. In terms of compared to the placebo. So here basically is the interaction. It's meaningless to say the antidepressant is necessary or it's the sufficient condition, because here antidepressant can have both positive and negative effects. The exactly opposite. So sometimes if you pull over this effect, what you get is what we call non-effect. It basically there's no effect. It's really depending on the segment or the population you're talking about. So that's the key part of the interaction thinking. And there are several kinds of interactions. I think the crossover interaction basically is how you use music, for example, as a marketing kind of example. The music can, for example, people say, okay, slow music will lead to more sales. The logic is, if you have a slow music, then people will stay like in store or like your website longer, and then that will lead to more purchases, more impulsive purchases. So but some people actually find the opposite. Say, okay, actually slow music actually make people feel kind of less excited. Actually they don't want to buy anything at all. So here that basically is called a crossover interaction. So basically for the cause, slow music, and the effect is sales. So what's the relationship? It's a necessary sufficient condition. You have to talk about the interaction here. So that's kind of important to understand. I'm going to stop for this one.